yoga, obviously. She's already starting in Shavasana. Smart dog. All right, my friends, we are going to start sitting up nice and tall. Welcome to our Feel Good Friday Yin Chakra Balancing for the season change. So sitting up nice and tall, shoulders over hips, and let us just breathe here for a moment. Let us arrive with our bodies. And let us find some stillness in these meat suits. So situate yourself, fidget, make any last little adjustments to your seat, to your posture, and then find that stillness. Find that peacefulness within. Once our body becomes still, we can then still the mind. It's difficult to still the mind when the body is moving. Try it sometime. See how that works. Unless you're doing some kind of mindful movement. A nice full deep breath in through your nose. Notice that pause before you exhale. And then completely exhale out the breath. And then notice that pause before the inhale begins. So noticing the 4 parts to your breath. And perhaps setting an intention here for growth, setting an intention for compassion and kindness for ourselves. If we get to any chakras that may be imbalanced, that is okay. We are not meant to be perfectly balanced all the time. You may find some of the lower chakras might be imbalanced, but some of the higher ones might be perfectly balanced. That's okay too. Or maybe you'll find a little bit of both throughout your bodies. This is just a good place to stop and pause, reflect, and then notice. This is an opportunity for us to do more inner work. And my friends, we are the only ones that can do that inner work for ourselves. So take another few cycles of breath here before we go to our first posture. And of course, as always, my friends, be mindful about your bodies and how you're showing up today. And if there's a posture that you could do less of, then do less. If you need to do more, then do more. But find that balance of effort and ease in each shape. Before opening your eyes, just bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Gently inhale and flutter open the eyelids. Come back to your space. And we will get started with our first shape. I'm just going to pop over, check. Hey, Sue, welcome. Good morning. Yay. I'm so happy you're able to join again, too. So this one is a set sequence for today. That's what we're going to do. So let us go ahead and move off any props to the side. And we're going to get down into our first chakra. So I vary this one. This one is going to be, it's going to be a little intense, but I'm going to give you some pointers here, okay? So it's going to be a squat, a yogi squat. We're going to root down with our feet. I usually vary this between 2 different postures. This time we're going to do the yogi squat. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. Not very long, but I'm going to talk to you throughout it. So when we come into malasana, into this yogi squat, if the feet do not fully plant, if the heels pop up, this is where I want you to take a blanket or something. Oh, sorry, mama. And then you can stand on top of it with your heels. Oh, let me move it so it's not behind Betty because that makes it difficult to see. Okay, so standing on top of it, take the feet shoulder width or a little bit wider, turn the toes out, and then squat down. Having that extra little lift for the heels makes it a little bit more accessible so you're not just hanging out in your body. You know what I mean? Alternative, please. Absolutely. No problem, Julie. For that one, so the alternative, if doing the squat does not work, then can you take a dangling? Can you just come into a forward fold, but you can keep the knees really bent if you need to. So this is the alternative. These are the two I switch between for the root chakra. So you can do dangle, forward fold, and you can use as many props as you like. If you want to use blocks, you can use blocks under the hands or the elbows, the arms, or you can take malasana. All right, friends, find your shape, malasana or dangling. Julie, does that work? If not, then you can take it on your back and you can kind of like hug your knees in towards your chest, if that makes sense. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. Yay. Okay, cool. All right, friends. So I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm probably going to talk throughout this whole posture because I'm going to tell you what it means. All right. So we have the first chakra. It's the root chakra. Muladhara, grounding, is related to survival. It's located at the base of your spine, and the color of that nice little wheel is red. If we have an overactive root chakra, we might be acting bossy or domineering. We might be leading with a big ego. We might show that we're greedy or violent, right? Interesting characteristics, yeah? Okay. If it's underactive, you may feel unloved, not adequate in the bedroom, frustrated, fearful, shy, or unsure. Now, if we're working with a balanced root chakra, we're going to feel grounded. We're going to feel like we belong in this world. We're going to feel trusting and independent, alive, and poised. And our mantra for this particular chakra is I am. I am. So thinking about survival, right? If you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's getting all of those base things: food, shelter, water, survival, right? That's the base. After we cover that, right, kind of thinking about the chakras, after we have survival taken care of, then we can move up to the next level of our needs, right? So all of those needs need to be satisfied in order to move up. Chakras are a little bit different. We can have imbalances in the lower chakras, but be balanced in the higher chakras. Or like I said in the beginning, combination. Maybe some are balanced and then some are not. But this is a good opportunity to reflect, to see where we are. All right, friends, that was 2 minutes, whether you're in the dangle or if you're in the squat with me. Go ahead and lift up and then maybe give the legs a little wiggle, depending on where you are. Standing, you can move them around a little bit. Let the head go. And then bring yourself down onto the floor. If you want to take some other movement, maybe some cats and cows, that might feel really nice. But we are going to head into our next posture for the sacral chakra. So moving up. Now, if you're familiar with the colors, it's Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet. Those are our colors. So we did red. Now we're going to go to orange. For this one, this is all about the pelvis. That is the area we are focusing on. And it's the pelvis, the sacrum, the hips, the reproductive organs. Now, if you've been practicing with me for a while, you'll know I love to throw in butterflies because it is just a posture fantastic for everybody, men and women, all ages and stages of life. So here we go, sacral chakra, butterfly. You can choose to use a bolster underneath the legs. You can use a blanket as well. You know I love my blanket roll. I'll show you that one next. And of course, Betty is just right in the middle. All right, so legs draped over, forward fold if that feels good. That's one option with the bolster. Another option is going to be with the blanket. I love a good blanket roll. Open up that blanket like you took it off the shelf at the studio, and you roll it up so all the fringe is on one side, and then soles of the feet come together, and then take those tails and tuck it underneath the shins. So that gives a little support if our hip flexors aren't quite ready for such an opening. Otherwise, you can also stick blocks under the legs as well. I'm just going to try to move a little bit since I can't disturb the princess over here. All right, friends, we are going to be here for 4 minutes, so a little bit longer. I will talk to you about this particular chakra, and then I will give us some space to just be in the pose. So I forgot to mention the first chakra, the root chakra, is considered a masculine dominated energy center. This one will be feminine. This is our emotions. So the base one was survival. This is creativity. And the color is orange. Now, if it's an overactive sacral chakra, we might feel like we need power. We might be acting in a manipulative way or craving, right? We're wanting something. If it's underactive, we may feel shy or guilty, afraid to interact, lost, overly concerned about what others think. Ooh, that's a big one. If we're balanced in our sacral chakra, we're going to feel friendly and passionate. We're going to feel fulfilled in the bedroom. We're going to feel like we're in a good mood, and we're playful and naturally flirty. So, of course, the mantra that goes with this, since it's our emotional energy center, the mantra is I feel. I feel. So here we are with a little bit of time and space. So come to a deeper position if you can in your shape when you're ready, and just breathe. Feel that gentle warmness just kind of wash over your low back and your hips. Maybe it's the outside of the hips, or maybe it's the inseam of the legs, depending on how close or how far the legs are from your body. And just surrender to the shape. Let gravity do the work here. When you feel like you have space, release a little bit more. And as you're here, just do a quick little scan of your body, noticing if you're clenching your teeth or holding energy, holding tension anywhere in your body. See if you can release and soften with your exhales. Feel that breath in your back body expanding gently in the low back, upper back, mid back. 2 more cycles of breath here. All right, friends, carefully plant your hands and then slowly inhale. We come back up. Take your hands on the outsides of the knees. And just gently bring those knees back together. Knees pointing up. Good. All right. And then maybe place your hands behind your back. And you can separate your feet about hip distance or mat width, and then just side to side. Good. All right, friends. So we did our root, our sacral. Now we are going up to the solar plexus, and that is located between the navel and the heart. So we had red, orange. The color is yellow. So think about a yellow energy center in your abdomen. And for this shape, we are going to come down to our backs because we're going to take a twist, and that's going to work from that energy center. Mama, I'm going to have to move you a little bit, okay? Can I give you a blanket to lay on? Would that make you happy? All right, little girl. You want to go over there? Yeah, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Okay, so this is considered a masculine energy center. This is what houses and stores our willpower. So our ability to commit, our ability to say, yes, I'm going to do that, to stand with conviction, right? Now, for me, I'll just share a little bit about the solar plexus. When I've done work on the solar plexus, and then I did work on the throat chakra, these two together, yeah, I skipped over the heart. So what? Working with the solar plexus and the throat chakra, for me, was like dynamite. Once I felt balanced in my solar plexus and balanced in my throat chakra, I was able to give the information. I was able to teach better because I felt more confident in what I was saying. I trust myself. So for me, working on those two was a game changer in my life for sure. So solar plexus, this is our personal power. So come on down to your backs, use whatever props you need. You can take a single leg or double leg twist, whatever feels right. I think I'm going to take a single leg. I'm going to have to scooch her over. Oh, sorry. Hi, Mama. Look at, there's a blanket. Look it, come here. You want to come over to the blanket? Come on, Mama. Betty girl, come on. Oh, he's a good girl. You can go. Okay. You take your time, old lady. I know. She's going to be 11 next month, so she can do what she wants. All right, friends. So taking whatever knee you're going to twist with, if you're going to do both knees or single leg, extend one leg straight. I'm going to bend my left knee into my chest and slowly bring it across my body. Oh, there you go, baby girl. Good job. Across the body, and I'm going to let it rest on my bolster. You could use a blanket, towels, couch cushions, blocks, whatever you have, or maybe you use nothing. I just want to make sure both of your shoulders are planted on the ground. So we're going to be on this side for 2 minutes. I'm going to talk for a little bit. So like I mentioned, the color is yellow. So that yellow energy center. If we are dealing with an overactive solar plexus, we may be feeling judgmental, stubborn, critical, or maybe even viewed as a bully, right? You've got to make sure that, it goes your way. It's, your power, right? So that's overly active. On the contrary, right? Underactive would be low self-esteem. So you're not very confident. Apathy, procrastinating, feeling taken advantage of, or not knowing what to do, right? Not being confident, not having that assurance in yourself, that belief in yourself. If it's balanced, we respect ourselves and others. We feel confident, outgoing. We can problem solve. We might feel calm, and we show integrity. And that would be the mantra, I do, right? Because if we're doing something, the will to do it, I do. I do. Breathing here. So anytime when I'm talking about the chakras, if there's something that resonates with you, just take note. Maybe there's something you can trace it back to. Maybe there was an event that happened and you're like, oh, this kind of threw off my confidence or my grounding. Something happened, right? Think about this, right? I'll take example. My friend Kitty, she's moving on Monday, right? So I'm not going to project. I'm just giving an example. I hope you feel I know you're feeling stressed, but that could be very much related to that first chakra, right? Our survival, our home, right? That's our protection. All right, slowly come out of this twist. Inhale, bring that knee up, plant it. If you did both knees or single leg, if you want to do a little bridge lift in between, plant those feet and lift the hips and then bring them back down. And then we have our next side for the twist. So left leg straight, right knee hugged in here, and then slowly bring it over across the body to the left. So going back to what I was saying with survival, another example, if we lost our job, that is going to bring us some imbalance in that chakra because it's one of our survivals, right? If we don't have job, we don't have money, we can't pay for food and our home and, the things us humans need. So that could bring some imbalance to that chakra. So think about events that could be relating back to these energy centers that could have impacted you. I always feel like well, I don't want to say I think. I know there's always something that you can relate it back to an event, something that happened in our childhood. I know when I started doing more of this chakra work and tracing back some of the things I deal with, from my anxiety to my abandonment issues to my um, unhealthy relationship with alcohol, because I used that as a coping tool for many years. I'm proud to say I'm 10 years no alcohol. But doing this chakra work really enlightened me, and it pushed me to reflect on events from my life. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze. So that's what worked for me. Maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't. But I just always want to share how this helped me and impacted me in a positive way. And it helped me to grow as a human and as a woman in her 40s. Good Lord. In my 30s too, because that's when I started doing a lot of this chakra work. Very powerful stuff. So even in your twists, take those nice full breaths in. Complete exhale out. And then slowly begin to roll out of your twist. If you want to hug both knees in, you can do that, or take any kind of movement that you need. Listen to your body. What is your body asking for? Okay, so we did red, orange, yellow. Now we get to the heart center, and that color is green. I know most people think it's going to be red or pink, but we don't have any pink chakras. We have red, and red was already the root. So this is the green energy center in your heart space. Now for this one, we are going to take a sphinx and a seal. So opportunity to stay in the sphinx. If you want to take it deeper into the seal, you may. I will set the timer for 4 minutes. So come down to your bellies. Elbows slightly in front of the shoulders. Everybody doing okay so far? I see so many of you on here. I love it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. All right, so on the bellies, shoulders or elbows slightly in front of shoulders. If you need a blanket roll for the ankles, you can take a blanket roll underneath there to give your body a little bit more support if that would feel better. All right, 4 minutes. Here we go. heart chakra, heart center, right? Anahata, love. Okay, this would be considered a feminine energy center. If it is overactive, we might be feeling entitled, some jealousy, blaming others, or giving too much. If it's underactive, we might be feeling unloved or self-pity, fear of rejection. We could even come off as looking needy or clingy and maybe uncertain. And if we have a balanced heart chakra, we're feeling loved and we are loving. We feel empathetic and we might have that contagiously good vibe. And of course, the mantra for this one is I love. So if you want to say the chakra, or excuse me, you want to say the mantra, I love, I love, I love, you can do that. And just allow your body to be in this space. So chin can tuck down. You can also drop your head back or just leave your head somewhere neutral. But feel that breath in your body. I'm going to go check on the chat really quick. Hello from Vietnam. Welcome. Yay. Oh, I think you're probably one of my first people I've ever had from Vietnam. So welcome. I love that. Yay. It's amazing all the places we can connect with on Insight Timer. I love it. And then a brief body scan, checking to see if you're holding any tension anywhere. Just soften through your facial features and your jaw. And if your low back feels okay, then maybe you bring the feet together. Otherwise, you can take the feet wider, like your yoga mat. Feel that belly pressing against your mat. Fill that belly up with breath on the inhale. And then gently allow your body to sink and soften. And then if you're ready for something a little bit deeper, this is completely optional. Go ahead and press your hands into the mat, into the earth, and then gently lift the elbows. This is a deeper back bend, so be mindful of your body, of where you're feeling it today. Try to relax as much as you can here and breathe. And when you're ready, friends, just gently allow the elbows to come down. Pause here for a moment. Stack one hand on top of the other. Let your forehead rest. And just breathe here. Let your back settle first. And then we'll move into our next shape. Feeling good, everybody? Good? Ah, Cricket, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Did I not say that? Okay, so solar plexus. That is I do. And then for the heart is I love. So solar plexus is the energy center for willpower. So I do, I love. Yeah? Cool. All right. Beautiful. All right, friends, we're moving on up. Moving on up. Okay, going up to the throat. Like I said, when I did my work on my solar plexus and my throat chakra, these two together were like fire for me. It was like I trusted myself. And then when I trusted myself, it came through here and I was able to express, which is what we're going to get into right now. So this is the throat. It's our fifth chakra, considered a masculine energy center. The Shuddha, communication, expression. So that's what we're going to work on. And we're going to get into a supported fish for this. All right. Now, for this one, I am absolutely going to use my bolster. And for my feet, I'm going to use blocks. So it might take a little bit to get set up, but once you're there, it'll be really, really lovely. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes on this one. Now, it's your throat. The idea here is to open up the throat. So this is why we need a little lift. And the blocks are for my feet because I don't want it to go into my low back, which can happen. So if you want, elevate the feet a little bit. You're going to have to play around a little bit before you get completely comfortable. But I want my shoulders here, just at the edge of my bolster, so I can drop my head back. And when I do that, the crown of my head is resting on the floor. So depending on your bolster height, maybe it's blankets, maybe it's something else, but you might have to adjust. So get yourself set up, take your time, because you want to make sure it's your body's in the right position, because we're going to be here for 3 minutes. All right, friends. I'm hoping you're there. Remember, energy center is the throat. And as you're ready, let's come on into our chakra center for the throat. Drop that head back. Let the shoulders just kind of roll open. Keep that heart lifted. Collarbones are nice and wide. And here we go. The color is blue. If we have an overactive throat chakra, we might be speaking too much. We might be boring other people when we speak. We might be seen as criticizing or stubborn. If it's underactive, maybe we are not able to express ourselves. We're afraid of public speaking, and maybe we cannot express the creative side. We might be seen as timid or dependent. And if it's balanced, we can express ourselves. We speak the truth, and we might be feeling a little creative. And our mantra is, I speak. I speak. I'm actually currently rereading The Four Agreements. This is a fantastic book. If you haven't picked it up, I highly encourage you to read it, because it does help to live in that kind of like being impeccable with your word and not taking anything personally. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. If you can live by those 4 things, you'll be doing all right. When I was doing a lot of the chakra work, that was the first time I read the 4 Agreements, and learning not to take things personally was another huge, huge light bulb for me in my life, a big aha moment. And once I realized that people aren't doing things because of me, we all do things because of ourselves. It's not usually about other people. You can let that weight go, right? It's so much more free to live without taking things personally. If that person was mean or rude to you, it has nothing to do with you. It's about them and their internal state. Such an eye opener. And it just helps with so much drama in life if you can just realize it's not about you, it's about them. Keep taking those nice full breaths in. Gentle release. Breathe a little bit more into that heart space, into that chest, into your throat. 2 more breaths here. And gently begin to bend one knee at a time. Place the soles of your feet on the ground. And to come off of your bolster or your blankets or pillows, whatever you have, just reach one arm up and overhead on an inhale, and then just roll off to that same side. And then remove any of your props. All right, friends, here we are. Good. And then whatever movement that you might need, if you want to take some cats and cows, hug your knees into your chest, it's all good. I'm just going to pop over and check the chat. Hey, Irene, welcome. Happy Juneteenth. Yes, love this book so much. Wisdom. Bill, I mean, literally, if I can recommend a book to everybody in the world, it would be The Four Agreements. Because once we, the mantra for that one was, remember that was our I speak. I speak. Yeah. If everybody read that book, it would just cut off so much the inner dialogue that happens in our minds. Like, why did so and so do this? Why did they do that? Why did they say that? Don't worry about it. They do that because of them, for themselves, right? And like, it just made so much more sense for me in the world, you know? And I was like, then I just let it go. And then I was like, and then it took off everybody's judgments. Like the things I thought people would be judging me about, I stopped worrying and caring about it. Because if I was worrying and caring about everything that people were thinking and feeling about me, I would probably never want to leave my house. But then I just realized what other people think about you is none of your business, right? It's all good. Let them think whatever they want to think. You know who you are. You know what you bring to the table, and that's all that matters. What other people think about you, who cares? Let it go. Let it go. Did you know it's going to be a show too with singing? Okay, friends, getting into the third eye, that's where we're going for. This is also considered a feminine energy center because we're working with intuition. Sorry, gentlemen, you don't have the same intuition that we do. No, I think men have a different kind. I think we all have intuition. It's about learning how to tap into it, but that's what we're going for. The color is indigo, right? So it's the space in between the eyebrows, the third eye center, ajna, intuition, wisdom. Yes. And we all hold wisdom, right? Yeah. Right. Bill knows. Okay. All right. We are going to come down into a child's pose, balasana. And this one is, the mantra is I see, right? We don't necessarily see. Maybe you do. Maybe you're clairvoyant. Maybe you're clair something, right? All of the clairs when it comes to being intuitive. Do you feel it? Do you hear it? Do you sense it? Do you just intuitively know? For me, it's just a feeling. Sometimes I have seen things. It's like you have that deja vu and you're like, I've been here before. This is not the first time. Maybe you're like me and you feel like this is not your first go around on this planet. My boyfriend and I talk about this all the time. This is not our first rodeo, my friends. No, no, no. Done this already before. Come on, enlightenment. I don't have all day. All right, friends. So you're going to come down into your balasana. Maybe you want to bolster. Maybe you don't want to use anything. We're going to be here for 3 minutes, just so you know and you can prepare. If you want to have something under your forehead, you can do that as well. So go ahead, come down into your balasana, and I'm going to talk a little bit and let you be there, and then I'll join you after I'm done. All right, so balasana, child's pose. Connect to that third eye center. So I see. If it is overactive, and the color is indigo, okay? If it's overactive, we might be feeling spaced out or lost, worrying, or seen as living in a fantasy world. So that's a very overactive third eye center. Underactive would be you're too focused on the details. You can't see the bigger picture. You can't zoom out and take perspective. You can be easily influenced. You might be confused about your purpose or maybe even doubting yourself. If it's a balanced third eye energy center, you're going to feel intuitive and charismatic. Maybe you can meditate easily. You know your purpose and you might be even seen as wise. And the mantra is I see. I see. And when you're down there, maybe you take that third eye center that's touching the floor and maybe you rock your head a little bit or make little circles on that energy center. Slowly begin to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then slowly inhale, push your way back up out of your child's pose. Now, if there is anything you need to do, if you need to stretch out your legs, maybe you take one leg back at a time, press through that heel, lift the knee off the floor, get a little stretch. 3 minutes can be a long time with the legs all bunched up like that. So take some movement, whatever that looks like for you. Use that intuition, use that third eye center and listen to your body. What is it asking for? All right. Okay, friends, we are at our 7th energy center. We made it to the crown. Do you feel enlightened? Are you there? Did you get to nirvana yet? If you did, go ahead and drop me some dollars. Oh, you didn't? That's okay too. You can still drop me some dollars. All right. So we are going to find a comfortable seat. Friends, you are so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right. I have a blanket. So I'm going to take my nice blanket roll since we're going to sit up nice and tall. And this always just feels really lovely to me. Anytime I do a yoga training or I'm having to sit up for a period of time in a yoga class, and I always like to have my bolster and my blanket roll, and it just feels like my legs are nice and secure and they feel so comfy. All right, now we're sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to talk to you first, and then we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. That will be our final, I guess, pose for this sequence series for the chakra balancing. So we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing, but I'm going to talk to you first. So if you want to sit there, hands gently resting on your knees, and you can close your eyes or soften your eyes so they're looking down towards the ground. That's a choice. So just listen to my words as I speak about the crown chakra. So this is considered unified. It's not masculine or feminine. It is the embodiment of both masculine and feminine together. Sahasrara, universal consciousness and spirituality. And this is considered our spiritual connection at the crown or the top of your head. And the color is violet. Okay. If we have an overactive crown chakra, we might be addicted to spirituality. I'm sure you've run into some of those people. They're like so woo that they're not even from this planet anymore. I know you know what I'm talking about. We all know these people. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're lovely people, right? But they might be considered addicted to spirituality or maybe even craving attention. Look at me. I'm so spiritual. I am so grounded. And then you just kind of like, okay, I get it. That's cool. Craving attention, needing to be popular, or maybe an overly erotic imagination. That's if it's an overactive crown chakra. If it's underactive, we might feel misunderstood. We can't have fun, unaware of or denying your spiritual connection, right? So whatever your connection is to source, whatever that is, whether you call it God, Yahweh, Jehovah, higher power, whatever it is, God, goddess, it's all good. But let's not deny that we are universally connected to one another. If it's balanced, we're going to feel joy and connected to the source while aware of your own individuality, right? So always knowing that you are still an individual, you are still you. And you might be seen as wise and compassionate. And the mantra is, I understand. Right? So if you understand, that means like you're taking it all in. It becomes cohesive together. All right, let's pause here for a moment, my friends, before we start our Nadi Shodhana, our alternate nostril breathing. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are over hips, and you're breathing here. Letting that breath come in through the nostrils, and then gently exhale through the nostrils or through your lips. Feel that effortlessness of sitting up nice and tall. Crown is reaching towards the sky. Sitting bones are rooted and grounded into the earth. Continuing those nice, smooth, even breaths. Let's take 2 breaths together, and then we will begin our alternate nostril breathing. Now, if alternate nostril breathing is new to you, let me explain. We take the right hand, we use the right hand. You can make a little claw or a little like nanu nanu, like separating the middle finger and the ring finger. So you can take the pointer finger and the middle finger that can rest on your forehead or curl in. It's a personal choice. You're going to be using your ring finger and pinky and your thumb. Those are the ones we're going to use to alternate the nostril breathing. So when we take our 2 breaths and we clear everything out, we're going to take that right thumb, cover the right nostril, and then inhale through the left. Cover the left nostril with the ring finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, and then exhale through the left. We're never taking the same breath in and out on the same side. It's alternating. So inhale one side, exhale the other. Then you stay on that side, inhale, and then exhale the other. Stay on that side, inhale, exhale, right? Okay, so let's take those 2 cleansing breaths together. Inhale and exhale, completely empty out the breath. Squeeze your navel towards your spine. One more breath, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Take that right thumb, cover the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Cover the left nostril. Exhale right. Inhale right. Cover the right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Cover the left. Exhale right. Keep going, my friends. There's no rush here. When we start the inhale on the left side, it is calming and soothing energy. It's feminine because it's on the left. And that's like if you just need to calm the nervous system down. So keep breathing. If you need energy, say you're going into a very important meeting or a discussion and you want to have like laser focus, you start on the right side because that's the masculine. That's very like strong and powerful energy. Left side is soothing and soft. That's why we're doing that, because it's yin. So starting on the left for our yin practice. And the next time you exhale on your left, release your hands. So exhale through the left nostril and release your hands down to your knees. And just notice if there's been a little shift in your energy. Notice how you're feeling in your body. And when you are ready, you are more than welcome to come down to your back for a traditional shavasana if that suits you. Or if you want to stay in your meditative seat, you're more than welcome to stay just like this. So listen to your body. What is it asking for? And then do that. Arrange yourself on your mat. Have a little blanket for your head, maybe a bolster for your legs. And just soften and release as much as you can here. Let all of the postures integrate into your nervous system, finding some peace and stillness within your meat suit. The same way we started, just finding that stillness, bringing the awareness back to your breath. How is it flowing in and out of your body with ease, gentleness, and a little release with each exhale, to be a little softer, a little lighter, not so heavy, but free. Let your body be light, your heart be full, and your mind empty in a good way. Push aside all of those clouds in your mind sky. And only engage with the good feeling thoughts. We have so much control if we exercise it over the thoughts we have in our mind. We can choose to engage or not engage. It's a daily choice. How do you want to feel? If you want to feel good, engage with those good feeling thoughts and sensations. If there's something that is unpleasant that crosses your mind and causes you to spiral, then maybe don't engage with that thought today. Push it aside. Just because you think it doesn't make it true. So I will challenge you, if you're somebody that operates with the same kind of mind like me, if you start to think about something unpleasant and it sends you into a whole tizzy, then you can choose not to engage. If it does not serve you, if it doesn't add anything positive to your life, why are we doing it? We can show and exert power over our mind and thoughts. Begin to deepen your breath. If you're on your back, begin to deepen those inhales and bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Gently moving the body, waking it up. And if you're on your back, slowly inhale, reach the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. And gently roll over to one side. And carefully make your way up to a comfortable seat for closing. So nice to see all of you here, all 84 of you, amazing, I love it. Sitting up nice and tall. I hope you're all feeling amazing and a little more balanced today. So if there's anything that resonated with you, whether if it was like overactive or underactive or maybe balanced, it's all good. This is just a nice way as we head into summer here in the States, Western Hemisphere, just to kind of check yourself. Where am I? How am I doing right now? Am I staying in alignment with my principles and how I want to live my life? You know, it's okay if some of these chakras are imbalanced. That's why we do this, right? We want to do this to check ourselves. This is part of our yoga. This is part of our svadhyaya, our self inquiry and self study. We have to reflect occasionally. Trust me, it's good for us. We need to. More people need to do more self reflection in this world. If you ask me, I think we do. All right, I'm just going to pop over and then we'll close our class. Yay, Cricket. Good. Sue, yay. Oh, thank you. So much of the session resonated with me today. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you came. Steffi, thank you. Yeah, good. I love it. Oh, well, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, whatever that looks like for you. Best wishes for you, Kitty, for your move. Let's give her some positive energy that everything's going to go smooth, even though we know there'll be hiccups because there's always hiccups in moving. But yay. Thank you, friends, so much for your donations. All right, on the inhale, let's reach our arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine, universal energy to our heart centers. And that divine, universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in each and every single one of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. Here we go. Here's summer. It's here. All righty. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am going to get ready. We're going to take the dogs to the lake and enjoy a little lake day. So, yes, happy summer solstice, everybody. Enjoy. And I will see you Tuesday at 8 a.m. for Tune In Tuesday Yin Yoga again. And then from here on out on Fridays, the practice will be at 4 p.m. I knew I wanted to go to the lake today. That's why I made the practice at 8 a.m. So I apologize. Thank you, Cricket. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Enjoy. And I will see you Tuesday. Otherwise, I will see you Friday. And if you're interested, I have a chat up on the video section of Insight Timer about the 4 pillars of health. Let me know if you jumped in and you watched it. What did you think of it? I recorded the one for the lymphatic drainage, but I think I got to change it. I'm going to change it to landscape as opposed to portrait. So that will be up there soon. All right, friends, enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you soon. Take care. Be well. Stay well.